Next thing you're going to want to keep in mind is file size. I captured an AVI video over there. It was about probably about 6 minutes long, and it's about 6 gigabytes. Now, MPEG-2 and other AVI codecs are going to be a lot better compression than that. But the thing is that you're going to want to make sure you have plenty of hard drive space for the format that you're capturing and the space that it's going to take up. You have to capture on an internal hard drive. You cannot capture on a USB hard drive. It is just too slow. It's not going to do the job. You can capture and then transport to a USB device for archiving purposes, but editing from a USB hard drive is not going to work either. You're going to need to use an internal hard drive because USB is just too slow and for video editing and capture purposes. So you're going to want plenty of hard drive space internally. Another thing you're going to want to keep in mind is your aspect ratio. Some formats will keep the aspect ratio no matter what resolution you have it in, so you could have it something silly like 100 by 800 and the aspect ratio would look fine. But other formats are gonna screw up the aspect ratio when you change the pixels. So keep that in mind. Another thing you're going to want to record when you get this format you want is obviously the resolution and bitrate. The bitrate is basically your quality measure, and the resolution is the size measure of your video. Then you're going to want to check compatibility with that format. You're going to want to check your editing software, your Windows Media Player if you use that, whatever programs you're going to use with this video to get it to YouTube or wherever you need it to go. You need to check. And now, this is a big one you have to keep in mind. Generally, I say that there's no universal levels for brightness, contrast, all that kind of stuff that work for everything. So, I'm not saying you have to adjust it every time, but just go through before you start capturing, do a quick check, make sure everything looks alright, and go from there. Test your audio level as well, because you don't want to do a whole video and then have your audio messed up. I've done that way too many times. It is a nightmare. Test kind of randomly before you start capturing. It's a pain in the ass, sure, but it'll save you a lot of headaches. If you're doing a lot of capturing and something gets messed up and you capture for hours and you find out that it's messed up, like I did at the end of Ace Combat Zero, it's not a good day. So I recommend kind of testing fairly regularly to knock out those bugs, and you'll know what to check eventually. So those are your input formats, what you're going to want to look for in those. So output formats are generally, there's a lot of output formats, but what I like to use for full quality MPEG-2, for upload, and that's DVD compatible MPEG-2. That's what DVDs are. So generally, it's going to be pretty compatible with a lot of things. However, it's probably going to be too large for you to upload to YouTube. For upload formats, for web distribution, for whatever, generally it's a good idea to use MPEG-4, AVI, the DivX codec, and Windows Media Video I like to use. That's what I use most of the time. Windows Media Video looks nice, and it is quite small. If you're uploading to YouTube, you can output in the Flash video format. That's .flv, and that's nice and small, and YouTube actually won't really have to do much converting to your video, and it'll get up faster. So yeah, that's always good. So basically, what format you want to use, output what you're using it for. Uploading it to YouTube, Flash video probably. Uploading it to server for other people to download and view. You're going to want a format that they can play. So, just keep that in mind. and let your purpose decide your output format, basically. So, here we are. We've got everything we need. And now I'm going to explain to you, as quickly as I can, hopefully, how to set this all up and get it working for you. So, I'm going to switch cameras and I'll be right back.